Hello everyone, here is Mike again, and I am the co-founder of the Wanda Pratnika Center. We have spoken in the last 2 episodes about the mechanisms that are happening to souls who have not properly recognized their situation and stayed among the living, instead of going into higher vibrational fields. There are many reasons for that, and today I will talk about the reasons so that you can understand the fate of the spirits. First of all, the main reason for not going into higher vibrational fields is the fact that the souls don't recognize their own death. They are just finding themselves on the other side, and in the emotional world there is a counterpart of everything that is part of the physical world. Meaning that the soul is able, or in most cases able, to see living people. She is able to see physical objects. For many souls, nothing changes in that regards. So, they are of the opinion that they are not really dead, because we human beings are tending to think that after the death of the physical body there is nothing else than only darkness, and after the soul is on the other side, it looks around and sees the world as it is here, and many souls are thinking, oh, I'm not dead, I am still alive, which is absolutely true. The soul is alive and will be forever, but the soul is many times led into the erroneous thinking that they are still physically alive, so they are just staying. They don't understand that there is this option of going away, of going into the light, and that is why oftentimes, most of the time actually, near ones who died before that soul are coming. Depending on the development of the soul, there will be masters coming, guides who are guiding the soul for a long time already. Sometimes angels are coming, and so the soul is being made aware that there is still life going on, although the physical body is gone. Then we have a situation where accidents are happening, like car accident or accident through a sudden death of different other kinds. So they had no time to prepare for the death of the physical body. Everything happened in 1 second or split of a second, and they are on the other side. And these souls have a very hard time to understand that they have physically stopped living. And even if the guides or the family members who are coming for the soul are explaining them, they are in a shock, so to speak. They won't even to grasp it. We have our own tendency to live as long as we can, and so it is very difficult to accept that I am no longer physically alive. Sometimes souls are passing from the world of the living when they are in strong painkillers. For example, people in hospitals are in that situations, or drug addicts, or alcohol addicts, or also people who are in a situation where they were physically ill in the sense that the brain could not properly recognize their situation. So you would call it here on earth mental issues, but this is not a mental issue actually, in the sense that the mind is not working properly. It is only the problem with the physical brain that does not properly recognize its situation, and it is no longer connected to the universe. Many souls are not leaving the physical levels of existence because they are very much afraid of the punishment. Every one of us is doing during his or her lifetime things that are just contradictory to their beliefs. Sometimes they think they have to do it. Sometimes they think that they just must behave not properly or against the well-being of other people, which is normal. This is the survival instinct that is working here, and we are just trying whatever we can to survive. And they don't believe that God has forgiven them. However, God was never angry with them, never wanted to punish them. This would make absolutely no sense, because we are here on earth to make experiences. And these experiences are very, very important for the development of our soul. So the soul has to grow during the physical life. And there are, of course, thought forms that are saying you have to behave properly in order to be okay with God. And that's partly true. But mistakes are an intrinsic part of what physical existence is all about and the development of the soul. They oftentimes cannot forgive themselves this. They are feeling unworthy to receive grace, to receive blessing that is coming from above. So they are very, very much afraid of what may come, and that they may come to the place called hell to get the punishment for their misdeeds. However, this is a very, very wrong concept and is making us to feel a lot of pain and a lot of fear. So you see that fearful thinking is always having outcome in destructive things. It is always going to be our disadvantage. And therefore, let me tell you that everything that you do out of fear, that was a wrong decision. Fear is telling us otherwise. Fear is telling us you have to act according to the fear, which is a function of the ego of the human being. But we are not our ego. We're so much more. We are that beautiful, wonderful, light being that has gotten many bodies that are actually not us. We have gotten the mental body, we're not our thoughts. We have gotten the emotional body, we are not our emotions either. And we have gotten the etheric body, our energy body, not we. It is only the function of just giving us energy during lifetime. And the physical body. So these bodies are not our own bodies, we are just wearing them. They are like a car, a vehicle for experiencing the reality, physical reality. But above all these bodies there is our light body, our divine body that has been produced, if I can use this word, by God himself. So we have also, during the process of going away from this life, the belief that there will be something like the last judgment, and they are just waiting after they died for the last judgment. They are just awaiting it. They're saying, oh, where is last judgment? Where and when will I be judged? Well, that never happens, because we are our own judges. We are giving us a fate according to what we think and according to what we feel. Then there are also people who are atheists. They don't believe in God, they don't believe in the afterlife, so they are just in the darkness and waiting for the death. But it already happened. And so it might be that such a soul stays in the afterlife close to physical levels very, very long time. Then we have souls who are very much attached to physical body. They have like very large attachment to physical things also, like to car that they were driving, like to their wealth, to their houses, and all of that is not present on the astral level, on the emotional level. Then there are people who are addicted to various substances like food, alcohol, drugs, sexual desires, gambling. They have a very, very difficult life after they're on the emotional level, because they are not getting all these things. Sometimes they get a little bit of ease by going to people who are actively doing their addiction. Like if they were drug addict, they are just being attracted to other living drug addicts so that they can just feel how it is. But this is, like looking at a beautiful and tasty cake through a glass window. This can never satisfy them, so great suffering for them. Also, we have many souls who had unfinished things, like they are coming to the other side and they, during that process, were shown their entire life, like in a very, very fast way, and they see their mistakes. But this is shown to them not to make them feel guilty. It is shown to them in order to understand that they need to improve in the next lifetime. And then they are staying and want to correct things, and since they don't have the physical body anymore, this is no longer possible. Then we have a situation of a mother or a father who died and in a car accident, for example, and they have left their children, their mothers, grandmothers, grandfathers, and they just want to care for them. And here again, they don't have the physical body anymore. They cannot help on a level they are no longer at. We have also a situation where there is a black magic going on for the people who are on the other side. So they were doing a lot of black magic during lifetime, or they were believing in great magic, and that they are being just drawn to the fields where black magic happens. And that is a great burden, because they need to free their minds from any negativity. Maybe there are people who are just shouting at them in anger, and that is a strong energy. But also the sadness of the near ones is very problematic here. The sadness and grief of the remaining near ones can build a very strong bond between people who are still on earth and the deceased ones. They do have a very hard time to go away seeing the suffering of their near ones. Suffering that is absolutely without any reason for the soul, because the soul can see, oh, I am still alive. Why they are in sadness? Why they are in grief? I am still alive. And then they are trying to show the living ones that they still alive, like they are just switching on and off lights, making noises, and so on. And then there are just people who left the physical world by force against their highest will, like we will have in that group people who have committed suicide, and they will have a very, very difficult fate, because they will go through the moment of pain before the decision of committing suicide, and they will go minute after minute the moment where they were dying. And that is great suffering, and is very, very difficult to awake such souls from the misbelief that this is their fate now. This will be all for today, and we will continue in the next episode. Thank you.